Hello everyone, and welcome to No Hidden Agenda TV, sponsored by Caesars Entertainment. I'm Sarah Soliman, and I am so excited because today in studio we have one of my dear friends, Nikole Fridenmaker, the founder of Build Better Meetings, joining us, and she's here to talk about an exciting new course that she's launching. But before we get into that, I want for you, Nikole, to share with our audience a little bit about your extensive background as a meeting planner.
Sure, it's great to be here. Thanks, Sarah. So I got into the industry really by happenstance. When I started in the industry 20 plus years ago, I did not know that it was actually a career path to take. So I kind of fell into it, and I started, believe it or not, with pharmaceutical meetings because I had a degree in pre-med, I had English literature, travel, I had moved to a new city, and I just happened to fall into it. So that's kind of how my career started, but how it went over the years took a lot of different paths and turns, which was really exciting. I've had association experience, a lot of international experience, incentives, even insurance and financial. And I did keep going back to associations. They were kind of the area that I fell in love with the most.
Yeah, and what I love about the course that you're working on is that it comes from personal experience, meaning you've had the whereabouts and the knowledge of being on site, planning meetings, behind the scenes, working with clients, even as a third-party planner, hands-on with associations. So you've run the gamut, if you will, of the kinds of meetings that you've been able to experience and plan. So with that, let's talk a little bit about your course and some of the gaps that you have seen in the industry that really inspired you to put this course together.
Absolutely. So when it came time for me to do something a little different, I kept seeing that with COVID, we thought things would change more than they did in some ways. They did temporarily, but they ended up coming back together to almost where we were prior. And I felt like there was an opportunity for planners to really take the next step, make sure they start feeling like they're getting a seat at the table, thinking strategically, talking with their business leaders, not just talking about how to plan a party, not just talking about the food they're ordering, the fun stuff, but really digging into the business side of the event. And so that's actually why I wanted to start doing courses and even some free webinars, because I feel like there's so much in the industry that we can improve on slightly with just a little extra time and forethought.
So, okay, let's walk through your course a little bit. Obviously, don't give it all away, but
Sure.
Course name, maybe some of the main topics that planners can expect from this course.
Absolutely. So the course is going to be part of the Business Events Academy, and this particular course will be called Harnessing Data for Success. And it's really about taking data, the information we have already, and how to use it to grow your meetings, to improve your meetings, and to talk to your leadership about your meetings.
And, what is some of the feedback, if you will, if you've shared this with some of your colleagues in the event planning world, of the need for this?
So I have shared it with a lot of my colleagues because I wanted to make sure I was doing something that was useful for the industry. They're super excited because they see the need for it all the time. There's still a lot of planners who aren't comfortable talking to C-level leadership, whether it's their clients or internal stakeholders. And so being able to share with them how to use data, how to talk about KPIs and measurements, and then how to seek out the data that you don't yet have. They're really excited to have this available in the market.
You mentioned COVID earlier, which I do not want to relive, of course. I don't think any of us do.
No.
But I think it is important of what you said that, coming out of it, we thought things would be a little different. And in fact, I feel like they're even more stressful for planners because you're having to think about so many more layers than you ever did before. So how does this course also help solve for those additional layers that are falling into planners' laps?
Well, and it's great that you mentioned that because not only are planners having to do more right now with, virtual, hybrid, the gamut of meeting types, but there's less staff. There's less hotel staff, there's less staff internally in corporations or associations. So being able to give them some tools to streamline some of these things that they already have, but ways to use them and then collect the data ongoing and make it so that it's a little easier for them versus this overwhelming task of I can't even think about all the data and get to that part.
Yeah, and will the course also offer any resources for budget planning? Because of course there's less staff, but then budgets are also not where they used to be. So does the course speak to that sort of thing as well?
Wasn't going in that direction for the data. However, it's a great idea that we can probably incorporate. One of the bonus course sections of the course is actually on creating useful surveys, really digging into getting the data you need, asking the questions in a way that makes it useful. You're not just asking, did you enjoy the food, or did you think a speaker was great, but really drilling into that, which will ultimately help your budget.
So when all is said and done, planner takes the course, what do you hope the biggest takeaway will be for the planner community?
I hope that the planners feel this is a tool that they can use to help elevate their career. Too often I've heard from planners over the years saying that they don't feel like they have a seat at the decision-making table. They're just order takers. They're just being told what leadership wants. And I really want planners to take time to jump into and feel comfortable in that more strategic role.
And for you personally, you're a busy woman. You are still, planning events for your clients through Build Better Meetings. So why? What's your why? What's your purpose behind this course?
My why really is because I just have such a passion for the industry. I don't think you can be in this industry for 20 years and not be passionate about it because it is a difficult, stressful industry. But I really want every planner to have better opportunities and a better career path for themselves. I saw it for myself as I started getting into certain roles that unless I wanted to get out of meetings and focus more in marketing, I would have to leave meetings in order to really advance my career to the next level. So that's my goal, is to really help planners and even their partners, because having partners understand what planners need and the data that helps them is also huge.
Yeah, well, we need more people like you in the industry because you really are, you're pouring your passion and your personal resources into this. And I think, it says a lot about you and your love for the industry, and it really helps, bring us all to the next level. So with that, when can we expect the course to be ready and how can planners participate?
Perfect. So a couple things. So the first is go to buildbettermeetings.com. And under the training section, you'll see a way to join a mailing list. It'll also give you a couple free tips to get you started, get some interest rolling. The course will be ready in early 2024, but I'll also be offering a free webinar before then about aligning your meeting, your business events with your company's strategic goals.
And when is that webinar?
That webinar will be in mid-December, and you can get the link to that through my website.
buildbettermeetings.com.
That's correct.
Perfect. The link is on your screen, and I would love to do a follow-up with you after the webinar.
Be happy to.
Just to, gauge the interest and excitement and the takeaways from that webinar for sure. And then, of course, we'll touch base with you early 2024 once the course is officially out to the community.
Great. Thanks, Sarah.
Awesome. Nikole, thank you so much for your time.
Always.
Thank you. All right, and now we are going to toss it over to Courtney Stanley.
Thanks, Sarah. The world of live events continues to shift, and some event professionals are finding it challenging to identify the perfect employment opportunity. So, how are they keeping active and engaged while they job hunt? Emily Reed, Senior Event Marketing Professional and Event Technology Expert, joins us to tell us how she's continuing on her journey of personal and professional development while enjoying some global travel. Emily, welcome. Tell us more about your background and how you ended up where you are today.
I'm Emily Reed. I've been in the events field for over 8 years, started off with convention services and then really moved into association work and working hand in hand with speaker management and program development. And that role really evolved to really the digital world of events before COVID happened. And then everyone got very familiar with digital events during COVID. And then from there, I moved into just agency work, working with a bank. And then I was part of Yahoo. So that was my first time stepping into the tech industry, which I really enjoyed, and really veered from events to more the marketing side, hand in hand with events. It's really my passion, being with people and connecting people. I got my dream job. Super exciting. I was very eager to learn new industry, learn new skills, and keep growing as an individual. And then did my first event. It was amazing. So much fun, and getting to be face to face with people because it is a remote workplace. And then February came along, and then we got the call. And I was like, okay, what's happening? I was very optimistic. I thought it was going to be good news, but little did I know, my world be changed completely. It felt almost like a really bad breakup, a pain of what did I did wrong? Why is this happening? Like, I survived COVID in the events industry, and now I'm getting laid off now. I couldn't wrap my head around it. And during that time, I just really went into mode like, okay, what to do next? Apply for jobs, connect with people, and just really see what to do. And it was very difficult trying to find myself and create a path, because I've worked my whole life, and the first time I'm not working. And what do you do? It was an interesting experience, a lot of lows that I've never experienced before. Everyone goes through this, ups and downs, and I really want to find a way to find myself again. I actually connected with someone who became a fully digital nomad in 2020. I followed her. She had a lot of blogs about how to travel during COVID, and that was a venture for her. I'm glad I didn't have to do that. And I was just chatting, telling her my experience and my desire to experiencing something new, because this is a very unique opportunity where I don't have anything at home that's holding me back. There's no job that needs me to be in my home base. And I was just chatting with her, and she's like, have you ever heard about co-living? Never heard about that before. And I did some research, and it's really a place where digital nomads come together and you work remotely, but then you also have that community where you can be together, share stories, learn new skills. And I was like, this seems like a perfect fit for me. I need to shake it up. I need a new environment. I need to meet new people. And I really want to add skills to my skill set that I can use throughout my life. So I'm actually on my second co-living right now. I'm in the French Alps, which is very different from my home base in Florida, where everything's flat. And I came to a city that's like the highest elevation in France, maybe all of Europe, which I did not expect how difficult that would be alone. But through that, I received a contract job that's been helping me stay up on my skills of just working every day. So I do have a goal each day. And then chatting with people. I learned how to make 3D models one day. I did a Skillshare session where someone shared how they started their own business. Another one using a UX design tool. So it's a lot of things I would never touch and I've been exposed to. And also, I think there's about 8 countries represented in the co-living we're at right now. So a lot of cultures.
I know imposter syndrome can creep in when applying for jobs, but getting rejections. How do you keep a positive mindset and combat imposter syndrome?
I really lean into my community. When you're going every day, you're doing applications, you get those rejections. You're like, I qualified? Do I have skills? But then you chat with people and they really bring out what you can't see in yourself, which is really, really nice to have. And another thing, honestly, is certifications. Been taking some of those courses and I'm like, oh, I know my stuff. And it just gives you that boost of confidence of, yes, I have the experience. Yes, I can do it. So that's really helped combat that imposter syndrome. I really do love the marketing space and I do love events as well. Previously, I was a digital event strategist and I wanted to really add on because I feel like I've mastered that area. And I got a Google certification in digital marketing and e-commerce. And right now I'm working on a project management certification with Google because events, it's all about project management. We all know deadlines, keeping in budget and, keeping everyone on track. So I think that certification will really put a stamp on my knowledge that I already have.
Emily, your journey is inspiring, and I have no doubt that you'll land your dream job again soon.
You've heard us talk about Caesars Entertainment's wellness initiatives, and during IMEX America, the company launched its wellness menu, which makes it easier than ever to implement healthy options into your event. We had a chance to catch up with some of Caesars Entertainment's leadership team to tell us more.
We sat down with our CSMs and our executive chefs and kind of took our menus and said, okay, what of these menus are our customers asking for? How can we take some of our menus and even take it to the next level? I mean, we had healthy choice continental breakfast, and we had a lot of options that we thought were healthy choices, but then we really took them and made sure that everything in that menu really spoke to that. So we had to play around with some of the items to get everything on the menu more healthy. You know, when I started in this business many years ago, you know, if somebody ordered a vegetarian entree, you would go get some steamed vegetables and a steamed potato. And really, there's more attention being taken to vegan and vegetarian options than ever before. I mean, there's restaurants that cater to this. And I think that people, you know, want to feel better, and certainly eating right, working out, doing all those things is important. And why not give them that option when they're here on a meeting, that they shouldn't have to go off of what they normally eat at home. Now, we have plenty of things that are less healthy, if you would, but I think that offering these items, listing them so the customers know what's in the items, really helps. And there's so many different diets than we had for years ago, so it just really plays into it well. Customers have asked before about what can we do in the morning, like can we use the pool for yoga? Can we do a 5K run? Can we do a walk? So we've worked with our spa and taking those things and kind of incorporated that into the wellness menu, so that if a customer, you know, sometimes it's as easy as give a ballroom, bring in some towels and infused water, or it could be bring in a instructor and bring somebody down from the spa. Then maybe you would even incorporate one-on-one speeches or some interaction with somebody talking about health and wellness, and helping people learn how to stretch in the morning, and all those things that'll feed into, you know, a healthier lifestyle.
Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of No Hidden Agenda TV, sponsored by Caesars Entertainment. For our viewers that are joining us from the United States, we wish you a very happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you right back here on November 30th.